Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and today we're full screen. We're not going to be doing an edited video. We are going to be talking from what I want to put out there from my heart to Blizzard. This is my plea to Blizzard to please consider, just please change your mind on making Battlegrounds a strictly pay-to-win mode. I'm not even going to do my usual giveaway plug, which is tomorrow, by the way. Okay, I did a little bit of a shill. Get in there. Anyways, but yes, it has been bothering me. I'm seeing the comments. I'm seeing so many people worried about the health of Hearthstone Battlegrounds with the most recent proposed change that's going live on Tuesday. It's happening on Tuesday. And I feel like this change can have irreparable damage to not only Battlegrounds, but the image of Hearthstone alone, and open the doors for even scarier things. And it terrifies me that certain content creators out there, even large ones, are outright justifying a pay-to-win structure in a Hearthstone mode simply because, well, it doesn't cost that much and it's not that big of an advantage. It's really not that pay to win. At the end of the day, I just think it's irresponsible, and I have to put my plea out there, so let's do that. Before we do that, though, I think it's important to understand how we have got to this point. Not that long ago, back in 2019, Hearthstone Battlegrounds launched, and it was basically made as a side project by a dev. It was not really heavily monetized basically at all, and it blew up. And eventually they did add stuff like perks, which gave you advanced statistic, the ability to pick from 4 heroes rather than 2 when queuing up a game. This was packaged in with like the $80 pre-order bundle. You could buy it with money, or you could purchase it with gold, which is a free resource you can accrue in Hearthstone over time. This wasn't seen as enough for Blizzard to monetize the mode or justify its existence, and they tried other monetization means seen in other popular games, such as like TFT, a direct competitor, where you just sell cosmetics or you sell a strike, which is an animation, or new boards to play on. We have never been shared the number of like how much they've sold or whatever it is, but it's apparent to the Blizzard higher ups it's not making enough money to justify the Battlegrounds budget. And it has become clear with the most recent update that they're trying to more heavily monetize the mode by other means. It is important to note, though, that Battlegrounds is the most popular mode in Hearthstone, attracts millions of players to the Hearthstone client, which also has regular Hearthstone, Wild, Duels, Arena, Mercenaries, and there will be people that try out these modes and get hooked on them based on trying out Battlegrounds. But again, also don't know the numbers on any of this, so you don't want to speculate too much. This has all led to, though, is the recent announcement of a rewards track to Battlegrounds that is only purchasable with runestones, the new Hearthstone economy, which is a whole nother issue for a whole nother video, but I don't think it's nearly as troubling as this, where for the first time in any mode in Hearthstone's history, a pure competitive advantage will be locked in this rewards track. If you want to select from 4 heroes rather than 2 in Hearthstone, you will have to spend money, about the equivalent of $5 a month for all year, to be able to unlock this perk. You can grind Hearthstone for as long as you want. The only way to get this is through runestones, and the only way to get a runestone is through money. This makes Battlegrounds a pay-to-win game mode, and it's something that most gaming companies just completely avoid. It is a horrible stigma to have. It's already joked about and memed about with Hearthstone entirely, that Hearthstone is this pay-to-win predatory mode, and it certainly has its elements, but at the end of the day, if you spend the time, you grind the game, you can theoretically unlock every card in Hearthstone, every mercenary in Mercenaries, earn gold to play Arena or Duels, or open up cards for Classic. It's possible. You could spend literally your entire lifetime playing Battlegrounds, you can not get the extra heroes, and you lose out on a significant competitive advantage, as Hearthstone Battleground heroes are very imbalanced, have always been imbalanced, and it's almost like an insult. Blizzard themselves said, we will be striving to try and make it as balanced as possible, so it's not a competitive advantage, it's more of optionality, which is just a ridiculous statement to make with the Hearthstone's track record of balancing things. It just doesn't work that way, especially when you have 80 plus heroes. And players understand a game mode needs to make money. It's a free-to-play game, right? It needs to make money. However, to me, to imply the situation is simply just to lock a pay-to-win advantage behind a paywall to make money, just the worst type of fix to the situation. For myself, I was actually excited about this rewards track. I was gonna purchase it because I want to try out all these new cosmetics. They're putting in legendary heroes and new finishers and crazy stuff, but morally I feel awful knowing the fact that if I buy this, I'll have a competitive advantage over people that might not be so fortunate to be able to afford $5 a month. Because yes, to some, $5 a month is not a lot, but to some Hearthstone, it is. It's the difference between whether they can play a mode or not. And for me, it doesn't even matter how much it is to you. It's what it represents. Like I said, this is the first time in Hearthstone where I will not be able to openly defend a mode saying it's not purely pay to win, because this mode will now be pay to win to a certain degree. And I worry this move will significantly harm the reputation of Hearthstone as a whole. It's the first time they are paywalling a strict competitive advantage. And I've always avouched whenever an economic change has happened in Hearthstone, it's for the betterment of the player. We've seen it with duplicate protection on ladder. We've seen it with free decks for new and returning players. We've seen it with additional end of season rewards. And even with the battle pass, although we had to fight tooth and nail to get 2 major revisions to it, once we got the end product of the battle pass, it was better than what we saw before. However, this new monetization system, also with the runestones, are strictly worse for the player. For Battlegrounds, they get a lot of cool cosmetics and stuff, but at the end of the day, the casual free-to-play experience is made much worse, and casual free-to-play players is a larger population than any other player in the game, and there's no way around it. It will harm it and will 100% lead to players quitting the game for alternatives. The argument to state that cosmetics simply didn't work, that this is the only way they can make money off it, is incredibly short-sighted. It's been stated that we don't know how much the team has made with cosmetics, but what we do know is that the portraits themselves have been lackluster. What they have offered has been lackluster. The portraits are not animated, they don't have voice lines, they're not real, they don't stand out like other portraits in other game modes. They're always packaged in these very large bundles you have to buy all at once and not sold separately, which apparently because of runestones, that will be an option down the road. And they've even added things like strikes or recently emotes, but the emotes were just launched to be paid for. There's no way they could have evaluated to see how much they would sell, because this system was obviously going to be put in place before they even tested that. But rather than upping their game mod cosmetics or just putting out a purely cosmetic paid tavern pass to see how it went, they went straight to the pay to win route, the most despicable route you can go in any free to play video game. Or even offering new products like a pet you can have on the board, like special hero powers that are animated. They took a shortcut and they're seeing if they can get away with it. And the danger in accepting this monetization scheme is not only the permanent scarring of the brand of Hearthstone, because this affects all of Hearthstone. It could leak into other game modes. What if Blizzard higher ups decide that Arena is not worth the time to spend on? They need to paywall Arena. It's only $2 for a tavern ticket. It's not that much money. Why don't we paywall that? We got away with it in Battlegrounds. We'll do it in this mode. I mean, even Hearthstone Mercenaries, where people were really upset with the way the monetization was set up in that game, no pity timer on the packs or duplicate protection on coins, that still has not been resolved, yet they are issuing a brand new pay-to-win setup in Battlegrounds in this new currency without even giving the promised fix for existing modes. The biggest recommendation I honestly could make that I think so many people would be okay with is, if you want to paywall the heroes, you want to pay all 4 heroes, simply make it that if you're not paying for the paid track, that you can unlock the 4 heroes halfway down the line. So if you want to pay for the advantage of fast tracking it, like buying packs in Hearthstone or whatever, be similar, you can still unlock that hero advantage at some point, making it at least acquirable through free-to-play means. It's not the best solution, but by having a competitive advantage purely paywalled just looks so bad, and I'm just really terrified to see what will happen. I know most of Battlegrounds content creators are unhappy about this, and I know a lot are afraid that people are going to quit and hurt their viewership, and I would hate to see this mode become worse, because people will quit. And to me, it's just baffling to see Blizzard take their most popular mode in the Hearthstone client and make it a pay-to-win mode. You just cannot argue against it. And the ownership on the team, their failure to make their cosmetics and all the other stuff to get people to play it, that failure's on them. And to put it on the player to say you need to pay money for a competitive advantage and not an actual cosmetic or something cool like that is a failure on the Hearthstone team. And I just comfortably cannot stay quiet on the matter. I feel like this is a huge mistake. I hope that Blizzard please just reconsider this decision. Everything else about the Battlegrounds update looks phenomenal. The portraits, the quests, all the new minion types, and everything looks great. But it's all bogged down because you guys have decided to make Battlegrounds a pay-to-win mode, something you have never done in Hearthstone before. And I would just hope that we could just correct this, put it behind us, and go forward with a non-pay-to-win strategy and let Battlegrounds thrive, because the mode is great and people want to spend money on it and reward you because the mode is great, like we see in all these other auto battlers in other free-to-play games out there. They don't have this problem. I don't think you guys should either. Just let people invest in portraits and cosmetics and whatever it is. Just don't make us invest in pay-to-win tactics. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.